The events in this program are inspired by a true story. Names, dates, and details have been changed. Viewer discretion is advised. On this episode of Bizarre Murders.
That'll be $3, please.
A young woman dreams of a fairy tale life.
Baby.
And does everything in her power to conceive it. But when a grisly discovery is made in her gelato shop,
What the?
her dreams of happily ever after
Get out!
Jesus.
are shattered forever.
Can you take me to the border?
Brooklyn, New York, 2000. Vera is an ambitious young woman who works full-time at a daycare
Hi, how are you?
and part-time at an old-fashioned ice cream shop, satisfying both her love for children and ice cream.
Sure.
She dreams of falling in love with a handsome prince, building that white picket fence, and having lots of babies.
That'll be $3, please. You're so lucky. Thank you.
Scott is a regular patron of the ice cream parlor.
On the house.
Thank you.
He's an entrepreneur who's launching his own e-zine, and he has a soft spot for Vera. He drops by every day after dinner for his regular double scoop of mint chocolate chip on a sugar cone.
You look really nice.
Thank you.
Scott sweet talks
I
Vera,
brought you something.
You did?
showering her with gifts and compliments.
God! Oh, they're beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Scott visits Vera every day
I can't imagine my life without you.
until just 1 month after they meet.
Will you marry me?
Yes.
Throughout my career, I've had the opportunity to meet a lot of different folks. And what I've found out is that when people are so focused on some idyllic fairy tale life, they tend to overlook a lot of things like A, do they really know each other? And B, do they really know each other? I mean, these two young bucks are so in love with the idea of being in love. They have no problems getting hitched a mere month after meeting. So I'm asking you, is this a match made in heaven or a recipe for disaster?
Soon after their wedding, Vera and Scott focus on having a family. But after months of trying, they're still not pregnant. Vera has been vegetarian for years, but in an attempt to eat healthier and improve her chances of conceiving, she decides to make the final leap and become vegan.
For those of you not in the know, vegan basically means no animal products, which also means no dairy. This could prove problematic for a woman who serves ice cream for a living, kind of like an alcoholic working in a liquor store. What could go wrong?
Her newfound veganism means Vera can no longer indulge in her favorite pick-me-up.
Hey.
Hi.
In an attempt to cheer her up, Scott plies her with presents.
Chocolate.
Scott. Chocolate has dairy in it.
It's Swiss.
But Scott is determined to be Vera's knight in shining armor
Hey.
and presents her with a brilliant business plan. Scott tells Vera that he'll forego his e-zine venture
What?
and instead use his money to set up a gelato shop.
I love the name.
He'll run the business, and she can make the gelato.
What do you say?
Yes.
Yeah?
You are the best.
At first, their partnership works like a charm.
Hi.
Business is booming,
What can I get for you?
and Vera pours everything she has into the gelato shop.
Thank you. Baby.
Should we close the shop early?
I think we should.
But after months of living and working together, their true colors come out.
Do you have to chew so loud?
Do you have to read so loud?
It was only a matter of time before these two really got to know each other. And the problem with marrying somebody a month after you meet them is eventually their mask falls to the ground and you're left with, well, the person you married. And you know what they say, happy wife, happy life.
Scott soon tires of Vera's obsessive vegan lifestyle
Seriously, Scott?
and loses interest in both Vera and her business. Scott's disdain for Vera's lifestyle ups the tension in their marriage
Scott,
and in the bedroom.
are you in there?
Go away.
Despite the fact that Vera obviously can't stand Scott anymore, he's her ticket to motherhood and she's not giving up on her future children without a fight.
Oh, are you such a child?
Well, I know you are, but where am I?
When people really want something like a baby, it can cause them to do all sorts of things they normally wouldn't. But my advice for Vera in this situation is cut your losses.
I want a divorce, Scott.
Me too.
In the divorce settlement, Vera agrees to buy the business from Scott, and he agrees to move on to greener pastures.
Seems fair.
A quickie marriage that ends in a quickie divorce. This is my surprise face. Easy come, easy go, as they say. It seems that neither one of them are particularly upset that it didn't work out. They're young, they're attractive, there's a bunch more fish in the sea. Or flavors in the gelato shop, or, well, you get the picture.
With Scott out of the picture, Vera spends her time creating new vegan flavors for her shop. Until neighbors complain about the noise.
I'm so sorry about the noise. It's just my new mixer. I've been working on this flavor all night long. I'm really sorry. How about I offer you some gelato on the house?
Who can refuse that kind of apology, especially when it's accompanied by free gelato?
Thank you.
Kind of makes you wonder what's behind all that sugar and sweetness. And I'm not talking about the gelato.
Over the next few weeks, Vera actively searches online dating websites for the father of her future kids. When suddenly, a new customer walks in the door.
Hey,
Hi.
sorry, don't I know you from the news the other day?
Oh, yeah, probably. I'm Justin.
Vera,
Nice to meet you, Vera.
nice to meet you. What can I get you?
What do you recommend?
Well,
Justin is a vegan activist and a local celebrity in the movement against meat cause.
pomegranate kale.
I love kale.
Vera is immediately smitten.
On the house.
I like this house.
Vera sets her sights on Justin pretty soon after her divorce. From a psychological perspective, that can tell us a lot about her personality. Insecure? Looking for validation? Unable to be alone? Heck, I just check all of the above.
Vera and Justin start dating as they bond over their shared vegan values.
Perfect.
And it doesn't take long before Vera invites Justin to move in.
Babe, it's perfect. I love it. I think this is the one we should print. You know, we can give out dozens to people during the marches and stuff. It's really good to have a partner on my quest. You know, to save the world from maniacal meat eaters.
That's important work. I'm glad we can do it together.
So you would think a girl like Vera might have learned a thing or two about diving headfirst into a relationship. But no. See, while she's still looking for her Prince Charming, what she really wants is a baby, which is why she refuses to take the blinders off. But the problem with tunnel vision is you can't see the curveballs coming.
The passion for their united cause spills over into the bedroom.
I love you.
You too, babe.
What do you think about us having a baby?
Babe, my priority right now is the movement. A kid is the last thing I need.
This is exactly what I meant about curveballs. Vera just assumed that having a baby was at the top of the priority list for Justin. She never considered something like asking him if he wanted a baby before they moved in together. The danger in making assumptions is that 9 out of 10 times you're going to be wrong. That leads to disappointment, and inevitably, the gloves come off.
When Justin tells Vera he doesn't want a baby, her dreams of having a family are dashed.
Babe, hurry up. I have a protest this morning.
Okay.
But a desperate Vera refuses to take no for an answer and decides to take matters into her own hands. But the plumbing system is less than reliable in Vera's old apartment,
Babe, come here.
and Justin easily discovers her plan.
Is that your birth control? Yeah. This is totally deceptive and unethical.
Deceptive? All I wanted was a family. You promised me a family.
No, I didn't. You're delusional.
Justin!
Angry at Vera for trying to trick him into fatherhood, Justin puts the brakes on their sex life.
That just wasn't cool, babe. No. We need to focus on our emotional connection, not the physical.
After weeks of abstaining from sex, Justin's still not interested. Vera starts to get suspicious. Her worst fears are confirmed when she discovers he's been sexting with another woman.
What's this?
Babe, it's just an old friend.
Just an old friend? All I wanted was a baby. Why can't you give that to me?
What we have here is a classic case of disconnect between the fairy tale of the white picket fence and the reality, which is most guys don't want to have a baby with someone they've only known for 3 weeks.
Get out!
Jesus.
Probably not a lesson most people need to learn, but Vera is on a mission, and in her mind, the clock is ticking.
But the next day, it appears all is forgiven.
Thanks.
I trust your opinion.
Vera even asks Justin to sample a new flavor of gelato, pumpkin flaxseed folly.
Very good.
Good.
Thanks, babe.
After devouring the entire bowl of gelato, Justin suddenly becomes ill.
Babe, are you all right?
I don't feel good.
Unbeknownst to Justin, the newest flavor of gelato has been laced with arsenic.
You shouldn't have lied to me.
I didn't lie. Please. Help.
Justin dies a slow and painful death on the gelato shop floor.
So Vera definitely has an interesting problem-solving style. Women tend to favor poison as their weapon of choice because it's less messy and doesn't require strength to overcome their victim. But the motive behind this murder is unique. Vera poisons her boyfriend because he didn't want a baby and then refused to have sex with her. Very Henry VIII. I'd say Vera's displaying classic narcissistic tendencies with a dash of hypocrisy thrown in. See, she goes out of her way to save the animals of the world, but when it comes to killing another human being, she goes from 0 to 60 in a heartbeat.
After serving Justin his last taste of gelato, Vera proceeds to chop him into pieces.
You may not know this, and why should you, but cutting through a human body is akin to using a butter knife to split wood. It takes an incredible amount of strength. Vera's probably, 110 pounds soaking wet, but she was likely pumped up by adrenaline, which explains how she could dismember Justin limb by limb. The fact that she was so methodical and unfazed by the whole deal suggests she can disassociate from reality just a little too easily. And that's not good news for Vera's future boyfriends.
2 days after killing and disposing of Justin, Vera files a missing persons report.
When was the last time you saw your boyfriend?
It was a couple of days ago. We got in a fight, and he stormed out. I thought he'd be back by now. Maybe he's left me for good.
I doubt that.
Vera charms the detective, playing the part of jilted lover to perfection.
Can I offer you one of our lemonade lime tofu torpedoes? It's a house specialty.
Sure.
Okay.
Always open to new experiences.
Just before the detective leaves, Vera makes him one last offer.
Sure you don't want to check in the basement for bodies or anything?
I'll see ya.
Bye, detective.
The fact that Vera can joke about looking for bodies in the basement without batting an eye shows she's brazen. She's practically daring the cop to call her bluff. She's playing with him. People like that are even more dangerous because it means they have a blatant disregard for authority and no fear of consequences, which translates to, watch your back, guys.
With Justin out of the picture permanently, Vera goes back to the drawing board, looking for yet another Prince Charming. Meanwhile, unbeknownst to Vera, a week after Justin has his last taste of gelato, a maintenance man has been called in to do work on her building.
Big surprise, those little air fresheners won't actually conceal the smell of a dead body. Think rotting meat mixed with a dirty diaper left out in the hot sun for a week. Believe me, even after 25 years in the Bureau, it's not a scent that I ever got used to it, and I can still smell it if I think about it.
When Detective Nelson arrives,
What the?
he makes a grisly discovery.
Not one, but two mutilated bodies buried in pumpkin flaxseed gelato. We know she poisoned and chopped up her activist boyfriend, but who else did Vera have it in for?
Will you marry me?
Yes.
Vera and Scott got married only a month after meeting each other. They soon opened a vegan gelato shop together, and their love flourished. But Scott soon got bored of the business and his wife,
Scott.
and refused to give her the one thing she wanted in life.
Go away.
A child. After divorcing Scott, he refuses to move out. So Vera, determined to find the man of her dreams, goes full steam ahead.
What, do you think you're gonna impress some loser wearing that?
She begins to date, while Scott hammers non-stop at her self-esteem.
Nothing but a cheap slut. No one is ever gonna want to have a baby with you. You'll be alone forever. Your stupid little store that doesn't make any money. 'cause it doesn't want to sell actual ice cream, because you're an idiot.
As Scott dodges Vera, he hits his head on the corner of the fireplace.
Whoops. Vera's impulsive side got the better of her there, and yep, even though her intention wasn't to kill him, it's through her actions that he died. And in the eyes of the law, that's murder. It looks like this split-second decision might have been what kick-started Vera's killing career.
At first, Vera is horrified, but soon realizes Scott is finally gone from her life for good. But the next morning, Vera's faced with a formidable task: how to get rid of the body.
If you ask me, killing your ex-husband and chopping up his body without shedding a tear is a textbook definition of a sociopath, which basically means she's completely devoid of empathy. In Vera's mind, she's got to cover up the fact that she's killed Scott, even if it was by accident. Most of us at this point would call the police and confess our sins, but not Fantastic Vera.
The bodies are identified as her ex-husband and boyfriend, who she reported missing a week ago. Detective Nelson issues a warrant for Vera's arrest for double murder.
Please, open up.
At this point, you might think Vera is going to wave the white flag. I mean, she's wanted for double homicide and the police are at her door. But a woman like Vera doesn't give up that easily. This wasn't part of her happily ever after scheme. But if there's one skill Vera possesses, it's an ability to think on her feet so she can easily switch lanes.
After finding Vera's apartment empty, Detective Nelson issues an all-points bulletin for Vera's arrest.
Could you take me to the airport, please?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
Vera flees, heading to the closest airport.
That's Vera the Vixen. She's known around town as the animal rights activist.
Can you just
owner of the
turn the
local
radio off? I hate the news.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Suddenly, she changes her mind.
My flight's canceled. Can you take me to the border?
All right.
Vera's instincts are good. She's smart to avoid the airport because police will put a hold on a person's passport as soon as they've issued a warrant for the arrest. They're going to be searching not only Vera's home, but every other place she's ever stepped foot in. So hightailing it out of the country could work in her favor.
All right.
12 hours later,
Wakey, wakey, we're here.
an exhausted Vera arrives in Canada
That'll be $3,500.
and stiffs the cabbie.
Are you serious?
Sorry.
Come on. Are you?
And to ensure she looks nothing like her former self, Vera, forever the master manipulator, comes up with the best disguise ever.
Looks like all of Vera's dreams are finally coming true. But can she hold it all together, or will her former career as a killer gelato maker catch up with her?
It's been 6 months, and despite a nationwide hunt for the beautiful blonde, there have been no leads until
Holy.
the taxi driver who drove Vera to Canada comes forward.
Detective Nelson.
He tells the detective that the woman wanted for double murder is hiding out north of the border.
Yeah, I dropped her off in Quebec. She said she couldn't pay. So I remember.
Free advice: it never pays to be cheap. Of all the men Vera charmed throughout the years, she overlooked the one man who could bring her down: her taxi driver.
With the cabbie's help, Detective Nelson tracks down Vera in Canada.
Just a minute.
So, we meet again.
So we do, Detective.
Looks like you've been busy. All right, turn around.
Scott was immature. I mean, he still lived with me after the divorce. And he pissed me off. So I took a swing at him, and he fell. Kind of made the rest easy.
Vera freely admits to killing both her ex-husband
Justin would have been good
and her former boyfriend, Justin,
if he wasn't a cheater.
and disposing of their bodies in the basement of her gelato shop.
Why would you do that to someone you love?
They didn't give me what I wanted.
And what was that?
A baby.
Vera is a narcissist who likely suffers from manipulative behavior disorder, so when neither guy could give her what she wanted, they ended up 6 feet under. The scary part is this woman was perfectly sane and didn't suffer from psychotic delusions, which in layman's terms means she knew what she was doing.
Vera is convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder and sentenced to life without parole.
Hi, baby.
While in prison, she gives birth to a healthy baby girl, whom she names Buttercup.
You're gonna be so big and so strong.
Her dreams of being a mother
Just like your mama.
finally realized.
Time's up.
Please, just one more minute.
You know the rules.
I'll see you soon.
Not exactly the vision of motherhood Vera had in mind. Most people who can't have a baby either visit a fertility clinic or adopt. Instead, Vera took matters into her own hands, and when she didn't get what she wanted from her fellas, she chopped them up into little bitty pieces. Now she'll spend the rest of her life alone with no chance of getting that white picket fence. It just goes to show that killing people to get your fairy tale life doesn't pay off. And I guess that's the problem. When you build your dreams on a mountain of gelato, it eventually melts and you're left with nothing. It looks like Vera finally got her just desserts.